Hi, this is day 54 out of 100. I was in the middle of recording when I accidentally clicked this and stopped my recording. And so I'm going to put this down right now. And I'm going to restart. But honestly, that's fine because I think I was kind of rambling. But yeah, I had my first set of meetings today, which I've definitely been getting less and less nervous as I have more of these meetings, because my first group of meetings coming back from Korea, I was just like deathly anxious about them, and it just felt like I was facing like doom to be dramatic. And I've been noticing, because I've been having meetings throughout the weeks like since then, every single time I go to one, I have less and less of that feeling. And so this time I didn't prepare anything for this meeting or these meetings, and they went really well. Like in the past I would always try to like really spend some time looking up who I'm going to speak with, and I would try to think of questions I could ask them. And this time I didn't do that because, well, like, okay, if I can be really honest, which I can, I was a little lazy. I was just like fuck it, whatever, like I'll just go. And as for other reasons, like when I think of questions to ask and I like try to have them ready, sometimes I spend time like trying to think of, like, while having these conversations, I'll try to think of a point where I could ask this question, and then I just like stop focusing on the actual conversation, and it just becomes about trying to find the timing of asking these questions. And a lot of the time I can't even ask them, so I just like spend time distracted for no reason, and then like the conversation gets awkward anyways, because I could have just asked questions about whatever they're talking about, and I don't know what they're talking about because I was trying to think of questions, and then it just like becomes this silence game. And so I didn't prepare questions because I was just gonna trust myself to think of questions on the spot, whatever came out naturally during the conversations, and I just did that. So that was pretty cool. And so yeah, they went pretty well. And I could go into the meetings, but I don't think those are very interesting. So I'm just gonna talk about what I thought of talking about earlier today, and that is just, actually I thought about talking about this yesterday, but I wanted to kind of go over the benefits that I've been receiving from doing this 100-day vlogging series, because the last time I did a long-term commitment thing, I just did it, and I never really spent time thinking about what I was getting from it. And so I was just doing it, and then by the time it ended, it was just like, okay, I guess it's over. And like I don't know what I really got from it. And so this time I wanted to spend some time just taking a moment to check in and just say what sort of benefits I've been noticing from doing this commitment. And so the first one is, I've definitely been getting better at just speaking. Because sometimes, and I think part of the reason is that like I'm literally just practicing speaking on a regular basis, because in the past there'd be times where I just literally go days without saying a word, basically, because I would just be alone in my apartment, smoking weed, playing games, watching whatever, doing naughty things. I would go to the gym, don't speak with anyone, leave, go to the grocery store. Actually, I wouldn't even go to the grocery store back then. I would just get like Uber Eats. And so I was living a very isolated, very quiet life. And The only times I would speak was essentially when I was speaking with my girlfriend on like FaceTime or calls, or when I was playing games with my friends. But sometimes that's not even, like, we're not even having conversations. It's just like sounds and like generic banter, which is completely fine. Like that can be really fun, but yeah, it's not like I would be having like full on conversations while playing games all the time. So yeah, my social skills were definitely like just plummeting slowly. And I think because of this video series, since I've been speaking on a regular basis, and since I've been like thinking through my thoughts and the things that happen throughout the day, like when I enter conversations now, I can like pull from those things and just like talk like a normal person. And so that's been pretty cool. That's been really cool, because now when I enter conversations, I don't have this constant like anxiety and need to like withdraw as soon as possible. And when there's like banter, I can just like take shit and throw it back, and like I can access my like wit more, and I'm better at asking questions. I'm better at listening because I'm not anxious as fuck. So that's been really cool. I think another thing is that because of this commitment I've made to do this for 100 days, which was initially very hard to decide to do, I think that's made it easier to commit to other things. And it's entirely possible that I would have made these other commitments in my life without this video series, but I think doing this video series probably made it easier for me to make those commitments, because I already made a hard one and it turned out to be pretty cool. Like I really enjoy doing this video series, and it gives me a chance to like doing this video every day. These videos gives me a chance to just check in with myself every day and kind of see how things feel. And in terms of my commitments, I can kind of like stop and check in and be like, okay, like this is helping, or this is not doing anything, or this and that. And I can adjust from there. I can decide to like just stop doing them like comfortably, or I can continue to do them because I know that I'm getting benefits from it. So that's been really cool. There was a third thing, I think, that I was talking about before I accidentally stopped my recording, but I can't remember right now. I know that something else I was talking about was that part of the reason I think that I'm more comfortable in conversations lately is that because of these videos and because of the commitments I've been making, I've been spending my time in ways that I'm more proud of to share about, which was a pretty big deal for me, because the reason I was isolating myself a lot over the last few years was the fact that I was just kind of ashamed and guilty about the way that I was spending my time, and because I felt like I was wasting it and just squandering my life away. But because of this video series and because of all these other commitments that I've been making, I'm a lot more proud of just like who I am, what I'm doing, how I'm spending my time. And so when I'm presented in front of other people, like I don't have this feeling of like I don't have this irrational fear that they're gonna see all the shame that I have with me. Like I used to feel like, because when I was carrying around all this shame, when I went and spoke with people, I was like super afraid that they could see the shame that I was carrying. like they would see me and be like, "You motherfucker! I know you've just been fucking gaming and smoking and just jerking off," and like I was afraid that they would be able to see that somehow, which makes no sense because it's not like I'm like telling them I'm doing that, other than one or two or three or four people, five people. But in general, I just like thought, like I was just afraid that people would see me the way that I saw myself. Because at the time, the way I saw myself just wasn't that good. And lately, since I've been seeing myself in a much better light, like when I'm in front of people now, I'm just like, hey, I'm here. And that's been pretty great. What else is there? I kind of touched on this, but the just having a place to check in has been really cool, because that's actually something that I was wanting to do for a long time, was just have a moment to stop and think about like what I've been feeling throughout the day and like what's been going on and like how I've been processing that stuff. And in the past I would try to do that through journaling. But journaling takes so long, and like sometimes in the past, like my hand would just get tired and it would just be like whatever, I'll just write about this and then I'll be done. And like I wouldn't really get as much out of it as I would want. But with this video series, since speaking is way faster and way easier, like I've just been able to check in about a lot of things. We'll check in with a lot of things, like how I'm feeling about certain things, and how I'm feeling about certain things. And that's been really helpful, because now when I do certain things or when I experience certain things, I can kind of take a moment to think about how those things felt, and then I can decide if I like to continue to do those things or want to experience more or less of those things, and I can adjust my life accordingly. And that has also been really cool. Another kind of cool thing has just been that like people close in my life have been able to kind of keep track of what's been going on with me. And sometimes that's a little lame, because then I don't get the fun of like explaining it to them in person. But all in all, like it's a pretty good thing, I think. Like, yeah, it's a pretty good thing, I think. I think that may be all I can think of right now. Yeah. Yeah. But honestly, the being able to speak better and more comfortably is just such a big thing for me, because like since I've been doing so much, like spending so much time just isolating myself, like realizing that I needed to spend more time with people and realizing that I enjoy spending time with people. Like realizing that, and then spending time with people and realizing that like I just like can't speak because I'm just like nervous or ashamed or just like feeling awkward. Like that sucked. It felt like I was like trapped inside of my my awkwardness and my like lack of social skills. But since I've been able to just speak and like comfortably communicate with people, I think that's been a really big change for me, especially considering my work is like half of my work is just like talking with people. More than half. Like most of my work is just talking with people lately. And yeah, not being able to do that properly in the past was pretty rough, and I always felt like I needed other people around me to kind of speak on my behalf. And now that's not the case, and I just feel good. Like I feel more like my own person, which is cool. So yeah, I think that's basically all I wanted to talk about today. Today was a pretty good day, but tomorrow is going to be a lot busier, and I was already pretty tired today, so we'll see how things go tomorrow. And I will see you tomorrow. So thank you for watching, and I will be back again for the fourth or fifth time tomorrow.